Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. Today I thought I'd show you a very interesting book that came in the mail today from Carlos de Jesus, who's a natural bodybuilding champion, a world champion actually. And he's a follower of my channel, and he actually sent me this book to review. And I just got it in the mail, so thank you, Carlos. And yeah, I plan to read it over the next few days and weeks, and then do a review on it. And I know it's a little bit hard to see, but it was written by Bernarr McFadden, a physical culturist, truly prominent in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And the book is called, as you can see, Building of Vital Power, Deep Breathing, and a Complete System for Strengthening the Heart, Lungs, Stomach, and all the great vital organs. You can see that the spine here is a little bit in tatters, but an original book nonetheless, which I love to yeah, I just start salivating over this stuff. It's it's kind of in a really almost poor condition, but still. So there it is, Building of Vital Power, Deep Breathing, and a Complete System for Strengthening the Heart, Lungs, Stomach, and all the great vital organs by Bernarr McFadden. Now, Bernarr McFadden, as I mentioned earlier, was a physical culturist and a real American proponent at the time of physical culture, and even started his own magazines and publishing company, and had about 100 different books. I may have to do a separate video on the great man. And he also covered topics on health and nutrition, which I guess this book truly focuses on. You can actually see with that throughout the book. I had a quick flick through it earlier, but if we for example just look at the contents. Now, this is by no means a review, just a quick sneak peek, I guess. And you can see that he talks about very important topics here. What is vital power? And from here, I'm assuming he's talking about all the internal organs and the hearts and the lungs, etc. And how he talks about vital power depending on functional vigor, very, very important. Blood and vitality. The organs of digestion, circulation, and respiration. So again, this is all about, the internal side of bodybuilding, so to speak, which a lot of people don't actually focus on. A lot of people just, all they want to focus on is building as much muscle as humanly possible, without it necessarily being functional, as in just by the word function I mean movement. But what about the function within our bodies? Because bodybuilding itself should be about the whole body being built. That is the external and internal, not just the muscles and the skeletal system, but everything that happens inside, all of our organs as well. And this book really covers a lot of this information that a lot of people don't think about. And I mean, it really does, to me, again, come back to the fact that so many people only worry about muscle building, and they take steroids and all these other drugs and things that damage their bodies inside. And no wonder they only last for a few years, and then they're damaged for the rest of their lives. And this book really talks about the importance of the internal viscera to overall vitality, which is what bodybuilding and physical culture originally was about. You can see it talks about the importance of water, taking walks. I even think goes through the heart made powerful, but it talks about really good habits in sleeping and things like that. Pure air, ventilation, so perfect ventilation, breathing, deep breathing exercises. It's just all this really interesting stuff. The sun and air baths, I'm not sure what that means. I'm assuming it means going out in the sun. Clothing. Here we go. Here's the habits that I mentioned earlier. So I know that it talks about habits. For example, how bad some sleeping habits really are. And it's funny because in the book, from what I remember from excerpts that I've read before about this book, I've known about this book for a while, but never had a chance to read it. But he even talks about things that I've even noticed when I fell asleep, for example, the night before. I woke up and I had this really short kind of breath. And it was recently that I got a new pillow, which was rather too high. And I noticed that my neck was basically constrained, and it was really restricting my breathing. And funny enough, Bernarr McFadden mentions that in this book, that we should really have really thin pillows, because during the nighttime is when we are at our most anabolic phase, when we are growing, when we are repairing. And if we restrict the important breathing pattern that occurs, then how are we supposed to supply oxygen for our bodies to repair? I mean, it's just ridiculous. So there's a really lot of good information found in these really old books. I mean, no one talks about this stuff nowadays, really. Like when you open up a muscle mag, it's just the latest, dopey, stupid, steroid assisted program that you can use. And no one talks about this super important stuff, what's going on inside your body, which is going to feed the muscles that you're trying to grow. It's just, I think this is golden stuff, right? So it also talks about how to, important things about hygiene, of course, very important to not getting sick so that you stay healthy, how to have proper baths and all this stuff, how to restore vitality as well, like for example when you're constipated, and remedies for it, and all this other stuff. It's a great little book. So let's have a quick little flick through it, just so you can see. It's even got exercises, of course, inside, as you can see. How to, this is a dry bath as well, almost acting like a massage, restful sleeping, how to sleep properly, etc. There's just a lot of information here, lots of images. I have to read it to give you a proper review. And as I mentioned, there's some exercises as well. I know some people will be interested in this kind of information, and others will simply have already got into the next video and clicked away, because this has absolutely nothing to do with muscle building, but it does. And for those people that do click away, well, you're missing out, because this is where the real muscle building takes place, from your organs. I mean, that's where it all happens. They are important in purifying your blood and in circulating, and if you don't have proper circulation and proper purification of your blood and digestion of the food that you eat and breathing, how are you going to give nutrients to your muscles? It's this is what everybody should be actually reading. And I will read this book, Carlos, so thank you again for sending it. And to my audience, I hope you've enjoyed this peek at building vital power written by the great author and physical culturist Bernarr Macfadden. If you've enjoyed this look at this very historic book, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to the Golden Era Bookworm. Leave me your comments, and again, thank you for watching. You can support my channel if you like by sending books like this. I mean, this is something I haven't mentioned, but if you are not interested in keeping your books or magazines anymore, I of course am building my collection day by day and sharing the information out to the world. So please, you don't necessarily have to support by donations. The best actually thing you can do is to send me your old books and magazines and memorabilia, photos, etc. And paraphernalia on old school bodybuilding and physical culture. I love it when I receive this stuff, and it's not the first time it's happened. Some people just hand over their collections to me, and it's a real privilege to hold this information and to share it with the world, because I think it should not be lost. And so that's one way of supporting this channel. Of course, you can also support it via Patreon, or as I mentioned, via PayPal, and you can find my books and courses online on old school bodybuilding and physical culture at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this quick peek. What's in the Mail, Building Vital Power by Bernarr McFadden. That's it for me. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye for now. And if you are interested in purchasing this book, I have a scan of it on my website, www.goldenerabookworm.com.